Please, we have a little special presentation for the guest of honor tonight. It's Bob and Carol Ann, This Is Your Life. Yeah, it wasn't easy writing this.
You lied a lot.
I wanted to keep it short, and I got 20 minutes even before the wedding, so I had to really cut it back. This is entitled Bob and Carol Ann, The First 25 Years. Where do I begin to tell the story of how great a love can be? Yes, love means never having to say, "Bah!" We are gathered here tonight to honor the occasion of Bob and Carol Ann's 25th wedding anniversary, living proof that there is a God. 25 years ago, Bob and Carol Ann married and became one, but the trouble started when they tried to decide which one. To give you an idea of what the marriage was in for right from the start, please remember that these two lovebirds met at a funeral. That's true. As they both stood before the open casket, Bob, searching for just the right words to console Carol Ann at the loss of her grandfather, said, "Are you in his will?" Carol Ann knew that this was the man of her dreams until, for heaven's sake, she said, "He's too short." They shot back. For this, she had no answer. And we all know the rest. Bob and Carol Ann were married. Bob knew he was in trouble right from the start when he received a thank you note from Helen and Al. Bob and Carol Ann rented their first home. Carol Ann was a happy little homemaker until someone sat her down again and explained to her what housework was. She immediately rejected the concept. "What's the use?" she said. "I cleaned the place out and 6 months later I had to start off." Carol Ann began complaining of obscene phone calls. She said Bob would call from work and ask her to please clean the bathroom. Time passed quickly for the lovebirds, and before they knew it, they had been married a week. Bob recalls Matt was always special. That vacant little stare, his excess drooling, and the way he would get so excited when we let him drink from the hose. Matt also got into Bob's paint cabinet one time and decided to varnish little Rob's head. Bob and Carol Ann were real upset, more upset over the fact that they gave the boy only one coat. Rob, to this day, is still suspicious of just how wanted he really was. He claims Bob and Carol Ann bought him a baby carriage without brakes. His childhood pet was a Wolverine, and his bathtub toys a radio and a wolf horn. And so the Ernie family was complete. Carol Ann, Batesville's own Lucy Ricardo, Bob, Batesville's own Ward Cleaver, and of course Ted, Matt, and Rob, Batesville's own version of Larry, Daryl, and Daryl. It's been a magical 25 years, and Carol Ann offers these comments. She doesn't know it, but she offers it. Carol Ann says that after 25 years of marriage, she knows that Bob is a man with nothing to say, and he says it. Carol Ann says that Bob is a modest and humble man, and with good reason. Carol Ann says, whoever said money can't buy happiness just didn't know where to shop. Carol Ann says that it used to be that a woman had to make love to a man to hold on to him. After 25 years of marriage to Bob, she says now she has to hold on to Bob and make love to him. Carol Ann says, if you want to read about love and marriage, you'll have to buy 2 separate books. Carol Ann says, if her and Bob ever buy a waterbed, she'll have to name it Lake Placid. Carol Ann says that Bob is a good person to have along when she wants to be alone. And Carol Ann says that her idea of foreplay with Bob is 2 hours of begging. Oh yes, it has to go 25 years. And Bob offers these comments. Bob says that being married to Carol Ann is a religious experience. He treats her body like a temple and tries to skip services whenever possible. Bob says that for years after they were married, he took Carol Ann everywhere. After all, he said, it was either that or I'd have to kiss her goodbye. Bob says that he has a recurring nightmare in which Carol Ann and Bo Derek are fighting over him and Carol Ann wins. Bob says that 13 is Carol Ann's unlucky number. It's her bust size. Bob says that they once named a hurricane after Carol Ann because it sagged over North Carolina. Bob says the trouble with being married to Carol Ann is that she can't cook, but she sure likes dishing it out. Bob says that Carol Ann has everything a man secretly desires. Muscles, a tattoo, and hair on her chest. Yeah, what a great couple. And of course, we couldn't let the night go by without a few comments on Carol Ann's housekeeping. It's incredible to think that her and Bob's landlord has asked them to wipe their feet before they go out into the hall.
Let me get
Bob and
past
Carol Ann once marveled at the fact that her brother Mike
Thanks.
sat and visited for 8 hours. It turns out he was stuck to the couch. Carol Ann knows the roast in the oven is done when the smoke detector goes up. Carol Ann once received an award of excellence from the National Institute of Science and Technology for creating life in her clothes. And in closing, I'd like to say that you know you've been married too long when it takes until February to realize that you're 25 years too long when you look forward to a dull evening at home. You know you've been married too long when the best part of your day is over when the alarm goes off. You know you've been married too long when you go to the drive-in movies and you can remember the movies. And Bob, you know you've been married to Carol Ann too long when her back goes out more often than the two of you do. And Carol Ann, you know you've been married to Bob too long when that little gray-haired man you help across the street is Bob. God bless you both.